everybody, and welcome to another episode of SportsLine. I'm Madison Elliott, and alongside of me is Jake Smolinski.
We have a great show full of your LaSalle sports news, previews, and highlights.
So let's get started with some game recaps. Jake?
On Friday, April 4th, the men's baseball team opened up a 3-game series in Richmond, Virginia after a 3-game win streak. With the help of late home run by Kevin Conroy, the Explorers were able to do just that. Opening up in the scoring of the top of the third were George Smith Jr. and Cameron Johnson, who smacked back-to-back 2-out doubles. Richmond, however, took the lead in the bottom of the frame 2-1 with a pair of runs off of Explorer starter Shane Holman. In the fourth, Josh Savanicus blasted a 2-run shot to regain the lead until the Spiders added a run in the fifth to tie the game. 2 innings later, Conroy gave the Explorers their 4th consecutive win with his 2nd home run of the season, in addition to stellar work out of the pen by 6 different relievers. LaSalle took Game 1 4-3.
Joey Ravert took to the mound in the Game 2 against the Spiders, hoping to get number 5 in their current streak. However, Richmond was not prepared to let another game slip through their fingertips. Scoring runs in the first and second innings allowed LaSalle to sit comfortably until the 6th. In the bottom of the inning, Richmond knotted the game up at 2 and forced Ravert out of the game, having gone 5 1/3 with 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. The 7th proved to be unlucky for the blue and gold as the Spiders managed to push across the 6 runs, pushing the game out of reach for LaSalle and ending their win streak. The Explorers touched home 2 more times in the 9th but fell 8-4.
Game 3 proved to be even more exciting. LaSalle wasted no time in working for the win as they hit the ground running on the first pitch. The Explorers managed 2 runs in the first inning and 2 runs in the third to open up a 4-0 lead that they would never relinquish. Sean O'Neill, a Spider for his 2 first collegiate seasons, was given the ball against his former club. He threw a strong game, going 7 innings and giving up 2 walks and 2 runs on just 5 hits to earn the win. LaSalle claimed the game and the series with a 6-3 victory. In addition, Mark Williams knocked his 4th home run of the year, while George Smith Jr. extended his hitting streak to 10 consecutive games.
On Tuesday, April 8th, the baseball team headed down to Newark, Delaware to face the Delaware Blue Hens in a semifinal matchup for the Liberty Bell Classic Tournament. LaSalle sent 6 runners home in the first 5 frames before putting up a 9th spot in the 7th, while adding 3 more in the top of the 9th, which secured the victory 18-6. Kevin Barron and George Smith Jr. each had 4 hit games, with Barron scoring 5 times and Smith Jr. knocking in 5 runs. The 20 hits by the club were the most since April of last year, and their 18 runs were the most since 2009.
Delaware and LaSalle took to the field again on Wednesday to make up their postponed meeting in March. In this contest, the bats were on fire as both squads, as combined, hit 13 runs were scored in the first 3 innings, with Delaware leading 7-6. Through the 7th, the Explorers had regained the lead 10-7 off of home runs by Joey Ravert and Nick Tierno. However, the Blue Hens forced 4 runs in the 8th to regain control. With 2 outs in the 9th, the Blue and Gold loaded the bases for Kevin Barron, who doubled, knocking in all 3 base runners for LaSalle to give them a 13-11 lead heading into the final half inning. Adam Cherry, though, failed to shut the door on Delaware as they mustered up 3 runs to walk off LaSalle and win the game 14-13. LaSalle will meet the St. Joe's Hawks in the Liberty Bell Classic final at Citizens Bank Park on April 22nd at 7 p.m.
On Wednesday, April 9th, the women's softball team took on crosstown rival Villanova. Reporters Brendan Rigney and Jake Smolinski made it out to the game to get the coverage. Take a look.
With the Big Five rival of LaSalle and Villanova meeting on the West Campus field on Wednesday, April 9th, it was set to be the pitcher's duel of the season. Not surprisingly, it turned out to be just that as star pitcher Alicia Oughton faced off against the Cats' Kate Poppy. Sadly, in this matchup, it was Poppy's day. She managed to hold the Explorers to 5 hits over 6 innings while striking out 5 as well. And it wasn't Oughton's day. She went 3 innings while taking 5 hits and 2 runs. She was relieved by Mary Kate Scott in the 4th, who managed to strike out 6 but let 2 runs slip in. Offensively, the Explorers were getting on base. However, the problem was getting people to cross home. There were far too many runners left stranded at the end of the inning, and compared to this, Villanova capitalized on any chance it got. What sealed the deal in this game was a 2-run homer to left field in the 6th by the Cats. The Explorers just couldn't get the rally going in the 7th, and they ended up falling to Villanova 4-0. It's not the end of the world, though. The Explorers still hold on to their record of 4-2 in A-10 play, so as they take on George Mason on Saturday afternoon, they look to make up for the tough loss they took to Nova. As long as LaSalle's pitching staff stays fresh, they have a good chance at cleaning up in the A-10s this season. The women's track and field team competed at the Colonial Relays in Williamsburg, Virginia, and the Stanford Invitational in California this past weekend. In the 4x1500 meter run, Rebecca Scardelletti, Kaylee McNally, Carolyn DiFiore, and Michelle Capozzi combined for a time of 19 minutes and 23 seconds, finishing 8th in a 19-runner field. The 4x8 team relay of Kaylee Solano, Tori Pisco, Katie Conville, and Shannon Dwyer finished in the top half of the field, coming in 11th with a time of 9 minutes and 9 seconds. Taylor Hackett ran a personal record in the mile run with a time of 4 minutes and 36 seconds, while Kaylee McNally also ran a personal record with a time of 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Shanice Johnson competed in the 100-meter run, recording a time of 12.98 seconds.
The men's track and field team also had a split dual meet weekend, with some competing in Williamsburg, Virginia, and others at Stanford in California. At the Colonial Relays in Williamsburg, the day was highlighted by the distance medley relay team of Chris Sanders, Chris Hunters, Kevin Day, and Brendan Robinson placing 4th, taking a time of 10 minutes and 3 seconds. The 4x8 meter relay team of John Pluhos, Chris Trumbull, Andrew Gorsuch, and Kevin Gross finished with a time of 7 minutes and 54 seconds. In the javelin, Michelson Tamarano posted a 52.44 meter throw, coming in 13th in Stanford.
6 of our men went west to compete in one of the nation's top spring track meets at Stanford. Nick Ross and Zach Sullivan both competed in the 1-mile race, with Ross running a time of 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and Sullivan with a time of 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Alfredo Santana and Vince Perozzi both competed in the 5,000-meter run, with Santana recording a time of 14 minutes and 21 seconds, and Perozzi recording a time of 14 minutes and 24 seconds. Lastly, in the 10,000-meter run, Dimitri Gutus finished with a time of 29 minutes and 54 seconds. The men will compete again in the next weekend in the dual squad action at Ryder, Bucknell, and George Mason.
In the A-10 opener on April 4th, the lacrosse team suffered their 4th loss of the season against Massachusetts. Caitlin Thay and midfielder Tony Massetti combined for 7 goals. Caitlin Broadstone also scored 2 goals, leaving her at just 1 score away for 100 career goals. Despite a good effort in the second half, the Explorers would go on to lose 19-10 due to costly turnovers. The team was back at A-10 play on April 6 down in Virginia against the Richmond Spiders. Broadstone recorded her 100th career goal, becoming just the 9th player in program history to achieve this accolade. The effort did not come with LaSalle victory, as the Spiders dominated the Explorers in every category, including shots, ground balls, and goals scored. LaSalle suffered their 2nd straight A-10 loss with a final score of 15-6. The Explorers returned to McCarthy Stadium on April 11th to take on Duquesne University.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we get back, we will be taking a look at the men's golf team, and don't change that channel.
Hello, TV viewers. Are you bored? Are you tired of the same old shows? Having thousands of channels to watch, but there's nothing there? Tired of sitting by yourself on your old mama's striped couch? Sitting in your room by yourself, watching someone who resembles your grandfather? Yeah, I know. I used to be just like you. By now, all hope is lost. You're flipping through channels, wondering what to watch. Boring, 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 boring. Wait, what's this? LaSalle TV. It's new, it's bold, it's great, it's not your ordinary TV.
The LaSalle golf team competed at the Lafayette Invitational at Silver Creek Country Club on Sunday, April 6th and Monday, April 7th. The Explorers recorded a +14 in the final round of the event, which was their 2nd best team score of the spring. That score, combined with a +28 in the first round, earned LaSalle 5th place in the Invitational. Senior Mike Johnson once again led the Explorers by shooting 4 over par for the tournament. Johnson recorded the event's low round on the final day and tied for 3rd in the 100-player field. Up next for the LaSalle golf team is the Rutherford Intercollegiate, which will be hosted by Penn State.
Now, taking to the tennis courts, the men's tennis team had another demoralizing loss on Thursday, April 3rd against crosstown rival Temple, losing 6-0. Junior Deshaun Fennell was the standout of the day as he put up a valiant effort in the #1 singles position before losing momentum after the first set. Junior Tom McLeod faced his own problems after 2 difficult sets. Next up for LaSalle was St. Bonaventure.
The Explorers headed up north to St. Bonnie's for another A-10 matchup to have their 9th straight loss of the spring season. Ches Bernardo and freshman Mark Robinson both kept things close before the Bonnies bested them. Next, the Explorers made the trip to New Jersey to take on Rider. And finally, LaSalle broke the drought against the Broncos. Sweeping the court with a 7-0 win, the Explorers won all 6 singles and all 3 doubles matches. Matches led by junior Robert Casino, who won the 3 matches he played. Robinson also had a breakthrough on the day with a straight 2-set sweep. McLeod also got back in his groove from last semester and took a win in the singles and doubles. The team hopes to carry on the streak against crosstown rivals St. Joe's.
Yet another week of women's tennis games were canceled on Saturday, April 5th and Tuesday, April 8th. The game that was rescheduled against St. Joe's on March 25th for Wednesday, April 9th was also canceled. The women are set to be back in action again on Friday, April 11th.
And we're going to take another quick break, but when we get back, Brendan Rigney will be sitting down with his good friend and softball player, Allie Waddington, and later, Steve Graham will be joining us for some exploring headlines. Stay tuned.
Hello everybody and welcome to another interview segment. I'm your host, Brendan Rigney, and alongside of me is Miss Allie Waddington. Allie, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty well. Allie is a sophomore softball player who is a comm major. Allie, if you had to describe the softball season in 3 words, which 3 words would you choose?
3 words. Well, I would say it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride. It's very challenging. Being a student athlete in itself is very challenging, and it's very rewarding. A roller coaster ride, one, is because this year we've had wins and losses. Like, we'd play 1 game, win. But we've had a lot of away games this year so far, so usually on the road, our goal is to split games, if not win both of them. And so we've been splitting a lot on the road, and then we've only had 2 games at home. We had Bonaventures in the beginning of the year, and we took 2 of those wins. And yeah, so that's
Oh, well, that's really descriptive, actually. Thank you for that. You guys are hovering around 500 right now.
Yeah.
That's a big improvement from last year. You were a freshman on that team.
Mm-hmm.
How does that team from last year differ from the team you're on right now?
Well, last year we lost 2 seniors, Liz Reed and Tristan Musho, and they were 2 of our starters, so they were big contributors to our team last year. And this year we gained a lot of freshmen, and they've been great assets to our team all around, hitting-wise, in the field. We have a freshman pitcher who's doing well. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So you're on the softball team, but you have a lot of other stuff that you do outside of the classroom. Name and describe a couple of those. What do you do with your spare time, Allie?
Okay. Well, I'm a part of Signum. I joined that the beginning of last year, right as we came into school, and it's really hard to keep up with that because of softball and academics. But with that, we have bi-weekly meetings, so usually on Sunday nights we'll meet, and I have participated in AIDS outreach for Signum, and I'm also involved in ambassadors. I interviewed for that last year in the spring and ended up getting a spot in that organization, and I recently just got secretary for next year, so that's really exciting.
Madam Secretary, how about that? Okay, so in the classroom, what do you want to do after you graduate from LaSalle? What specifically do you want to do with your life?
Well, I'm a comm major. I am double tracking in PR and comm management, and I'm double majoring in Spanish. So I'm really not sure what I want to do yet, but I still have time to figure it out.
I think you're okay with that. That's all right. I think we're all still trying to figure that out right
Yeah.
now. So leading into a game, how do you prepare yourself? What kind of pre-game rituals do you go through?
Pre-game rituals. Well, it's actually funny you say that because a lot of us listen to music. A lot of athletes listen to music before they warm up. And one of our coach's biggest thing is before games, he always says, like, if you need music to pump you up, like, that's silly or whatever. Like, if you're not pumped up to play a game, then that's just, I don't even know.
He's a very serious coach. Oh
yeah, but a lot of us listen to music. I know I do. I like my country music before games.
The country music, of course. For those of you who don't know, Allie and I are actually close friends, and she always badgers me about not listening to country music.
I'm trying to get them into it.
It's not going to happen.
It's not working.
Here's something we always ask in these interviews, just for fun, to see what you say. What is your favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie? Well, you have to go with your favorite Disney princess, and mine's Belle. So I'm going to have to say Beauty and the Beast.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just love Belle. People say I look like her, which I don't really get that, but I'll take it. Yeah, I don't know. She's my favorite Disney princess. So.
What about the Beast? He's a pretty
Beast is kind of
hairy guy.
I know.
I don't know.
But she ends up falling in love with him, so she gets to see, I don't know, underneath all that meanness, and yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for you. Allie, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We'll be back to you after this commercial break.
In LaSalle University's Communication Department, students learn to think and do.
Every semester, communication students create and implement public relations plans for local nonprofit organizations.
And journalism students produce Germantown Beat, an online news source for the local community.
It's great that we can apply what we learn in the classroom in our community.
Philadelphia is the nation's 4th largest media market and has 4 major sports teams.
Being in a major media market allows us to gain great professional experience through internships and co-ops.
The Communication Center is home to the university's cable station.
LaSalle TV reaches over 350,000 homes in Philadelphia and airs mostly student-produced programming.
Our communication department is ranked in the top 10 in North America for relational communication research.
But keeping with the tradition of the De La Salle Christian Brothers, teaching students comes first.
Think, do, with LaSalle Communication. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. Now let's send it over to Steve, who's here to deliver your headlines for this week. Take it away, Steve.
Thanks, Maddie. Senior runner Megan McGlinchey continues to succeed as she was named the Atlantic 10 Women's Track and Field Co-Performer of the Week for her meets between March 31st and April 6th. At the Stanford Invitational, she ran the 10,000-meter run and finished with a time of 33 minutes and 15.95 seconds. Her performance beats her personal record by 30 seconds and was the top Atlantic 10 time. Most importantly, this was also the 5th fastest time this spring in the country. McGlinchey was less than a second away from beating the school's record set by Rachel Pappin in 2004. Hurdling over the fence and onto the diamond, senior Sean O'Neill has been named Atlantic 10 Co-Pitcher of the Week, as well as Co-Pitcher of the Week for the Philadelphia Big Five. O'Neill played 3 games last week and earned 2 wins along with a save. The first of these games was the memorable comeback against Lehigh University, in which he shut them out in the 9th inning to help secure the 6-5 win. 3 days later, O'Neill was at it again, seeing action against the Richmond Spiders and outing the opposing side in the 9th to earn the save. The second win game against Richmond only days later, as he pitched 7 innings and gave up only 2 runs. In his last 5 performances, the senior has 3 wins and 2 saves and has 11 strikeouts with an ERA of .225. And finally, we have some exciting news concerning LaSalle alumni. 2 former members of the baseball team began their 2014 season as professional players. Pat Christensen, 3-time Big Five Student Athlete of the Year, plays for the Houston Astros High A team, the Quad City River Bandits. Since August, he has allowed only 3 runs in 14 innings while striking out 22 batters. Meanwhile, TJ Kism plays for the AA Binghamton Mets. In his 5 years after LaSalle, the left-hander has blossomed, throwing 20 saves in 2013 and having a career ERA of 2.17. Let's hope to see them playing for the majors in due time.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. We're going to take another quick break, but when we return, Audrey Brush will be informing us of the team to keep an eye out in this week's marquee matchup. Stick around.
We'll get you ready for the game.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Marquee Matchup. I'm Audrey Brush. Coming up on Friday, April 11th, LaSalle's baseball team will be facing George Washington on the Hank D. Vincent Field at 3 p.m. Come out to cheer on the blue and gold in this pressing game against the rivalry team. Coming off a 6-3 victory over the Richmond Spiders, the Explorers look to keep the ball rolling in this series. Now let's check out the key players to watch the first game of the series. One of the team's star players, Mark Williams, has had a total of 4 runs this season. He also shows a .13 batting average and has been up to bat 88 times. Keep on hitting those home runs for us, Mark. Another player on fire is Justin Korenblatt. Justin has been up to bat a total of 110 times and has the highest batting average of the team with .336. However, some of the players to watch are from the opposing team. Washington has had a rough season with the 9 wins, 20 losses. Some opposing players we will see on the field will be Ryan Zeppelis, who has a .99 batting average. He has had 107 at-bats, 32 hits. Bobby Campbell will be another player to look out for on this field. This player has a batting average of .289 and 26 hits. He may be contained as long as our boys in blue and gold take note of this weekend's keys to the game. Bring the boys home. It is important not to leave stranded runners on the base and capitalize on all scoring opportunities. Do not underestimate the power to think positively, work hard, and hustle all the time. Pitchers throw strikes. Force the opponent to put the ball in play. Defense, concentration is key. Keep the errors to a minimum to shut down Washington's offense. When it comes to base running, be aggressive. Put pressure on defense and be smart. The Explorers seem to have a good chance at winning this game on Friday, April 11th. Be there to support the Explorers and their quest to win their next game. Hopefully the boys use last week's spark to get the fire going in this week's contest. I'm Audrey Brush for Marquee Matchup. Thank you for watching, and always go Explorers.
Hungry for LaSalle TV? Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our Twitter. And continue watching LaSalle TV.
And I'm Cheka. And we're the hosts of LaSalle TV's game show, Q&A. Here at LaSalle TV, we think do. And
Welcome back. If you can't make it out to see this week's marquee matchup, make sure to tune in for next week's coverage. Be sure to keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by following us on Twitter at SportsLineLTV. We post game updates and sneak peeks into the upcoming show.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions about the show on either website.
For Jake, Steve, and our entire SportsLine team, I'm Madison Elliott, and we'll see you at the game.